You are you and I'm not me, and where we are is where we be. If it's night or day, the time is now. To get involved, I'll show you how. I'll run the show, you'll do your part. We'll have a blast by making art. Come join the gang, no need to fear. Just bring along your imaginosphere.
Wait, no? Hello? Oh, it does work. I mean. I am not me. I am art. What's going on with the camera as well? And I am welcoming you to episode 8. It's that many. Of Art Right Now, the most creatacular art extravaganza in livetainment you're about to experience, and if the mood takes you, create some uncut, unadulterated, undiagnosed art. But before we get to that, as there are probably people tuning in from all around the world, we should take a moment to unite as a singular collective. We like to start things with a toast, a simple shared action, in order to link our creative energies and get us all on the same art page of the art book. What I don't have is a beverage, though. I have fallen foul of my own first rule. So please take no more than 15 seconds to charge your own beverages while I source mine. Okay. It's all working ever so well. So today's, I did in the last episode, open up toasts to you guys to get involved, to get in touch and let me know of things that you wish to be toasted. And so this toast, excitingly enough, comes from our very own Killer Kilch. Here we go. To the dreamers and seekers who believe in 2024. What a positive toast that is. We need people to believe in 2024. We need believers. We need people to not ignore all the bad things in the world and the eons of precedent that have been set, but just kind of set them to one side for a little bit and really commit to the idea, in the absence of any and all proof, that 2024 will be different, it will be better, and it will benefit us all as a result. For instance, I'm going to get famous in 2024. That's a little bit of news for you. To the people who believe in 2024. Cheers. My goodness. Hello. Now, buddies, let's see who is in the audience today. TB Douglas, hello all. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, TB Douglas. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Definitely not due to Happy New Year to everybody. Lovely, lovely stuff. Nana Hobob gifting subs and resubscribing with Prime. 22 months, Nana Hobob. It would not feel right to start the year without you. Thank you so much for your continued generosity. Fills me with joie. AOL Tone Warner Official, hello to you. Ready for some immediate art? It's coming. It's coming at ya right now. Of course, one thing that we need to establish early doors is an ep name. If we stumble upon a word over the course of this episode, a word or phrase that you feel drawn to as a possible title for this episode of Art right now, get it in the chat with the word ep name before it, i.e., as was in the last episode, ep name toilet shimmy. It really conjures the imagination, doesn't it? Ep name toilet shimmy. Obviously, that was down to the shimmy that one had to do in order to sit on the throne in my old flat in Hell's Kitchen. I'm very pleased to report I do live in a shimmyless flat home domicile now. Both bathrooms, that's right, both have an absolutely unimpeded and clear run to the toilet. I don't wish to start off bragging, but there we are. So if you see an ep name, if you hear an ep name, if you feel an ep name, make sure you get it in the chat. Supernash18, lovely to see you. Lovely to see you here. You may have recognized, you may have noticed that I'm not feeling at my best today. I am suffering a little bit with what a lot of people would probably describe as a debilitating, life-threatening illness. I'm just kind of taking it as I'm a little bit under the weather. Obviously, there will be comparisons through people will make with incredible achievements of the past. One thinks of Michael Jordan's iconic 55-point performance against the New York Knicks when he was running with a fever of 110. I appreciate those comparisons. Ultimately, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy doing his best. Yeah, in very, very difficult, very challenging circumstances that would scupper most other people. That's it. That's all. That's all it is. Shall we get on with the show, guys? Let's get on with the show, and let's start with something awesome.
Would you please let me present some awesome stuff that I've been sent?
Yeah. Awesome stuff that I have been sent. Welcome to the part of the show where I revel in the knowledge that I am being thought of. Somebody had Notme on the mind, even when I wasn't in front of them on a screen, and they sent something to me. Now, this one's a little bit different, because the person that was thinking of me this time was, well, me. This is the result of my Self-Secret Santa, a system I will likely be retiring for reasons that will become obvious in just a few moments. Each year, for the uninitiated, each year to combat the lack of Christmas gifts I usually receive, some would say slightly criminal lack of Christmas gifts I usually receive, I imbibe an exorbitant amount of alcohol at the beginning of December, usually 3 or 4 beers, and I allow the booze to wipe my memory and compel me to order some gifts online. That way, when Christmas morning approaches, I can open some presents that technically I've bought for myself, but that I have absolutely no idea what is inside. Last year, you might remember, I bought myself a trip to Antigua, which was lovely. Really, really nice, but far too expensive. So this year I hoped that my drunken self would be a tad more chill money-wise. How surprised was I then to find that I had ordered myself something that will, over time, be far more expensive than that. This dog. I adopted this dog. I'm not sure what possessed me to do this. I don't think that I felt that there was a hole in my life that only a new responsibility could fill, but I'm certainly not alone in trying to retroactively work out why there is a small thing in my life that is entirely dependent on me. He is from Texas originally, and I guess nobody in between Texas and New Jersey wanted to step up and look after him, which, I don't know, that's millions of people, guys. That's millions of people who said no to this guy, but I said yes. I think that technically makes me a hero. What do you think? The only saving grace vis-a-vis money is that he was cheaper than normal dogs, because he does have a little bit of a gimpy leg. We can see You see the gimpy leg? A little bit of a gimpy leg, so it's actually, he was slightly cheaper than normal. So there is that. Gosh, everybody's a big fan. New dog. Nana Hobbob with some dog emojis. TB Douglas, purple hearts. New dog, says Maple Panda, absolutely. Definitely not Duda with some emotes. He looks perfect, says TB Douglas. He is absolutely is. Except for the gimpy leg is obviously kind of a negative, but then the money off that the gimpy leg afforded is a positive. So I think they kind of cancel each other out. So I think ultimately he's a perfect boy, much like Jesus. So yeah, he's quite clingy. I will say, you can't really see him at the moment, can you? There we go. He's quite clingy. He gets very excited to go on walks. And he's not, as we can see here from this paw here and this one up here a little bit, he's not particularly comfortable in hold. Look at that, bracing against. But he is a lovely, earnest boy, and I am liking him more and more with each day. Yes? Thank you. The big issue, of course, is the name. He is unnamed. As of yet, we have been referring to him only as New Dog so far, which is worrying because at a certain point, of course, he will cease to be new. Those of you with good memories will remember that when I adopted my son Jesus, we ran a poll to name him. And while I'm certainly open to that idea again, as I look back, I do realize how lucky I was that we ended up with a name as good as Jesus. It could have been an absolute disaster, of course. What if somebody had suggested that I call him Michael Fassbender's third leg, and then other people had found it such an evocative name that they'd voted for it? And then I'm the mug in the dog park shouting, Michael Fassbender's third leg, come here, please. So I wanted to gain a few ideas from you guys, but I warn you that I will retain power of veto over absolutely any name suggested. It'd be lovely if there was a chat thing here, but there isn't, but that's fine. But does anybody have any suggestions for names for these? So just get them in the chat, any name suggestions, and I'll choose some good ones, and then we'll probably still run a poll, but only with names that I deem are great. The most important thing, of course, the thing that could have ended it immediately, is if he didn't get on well with my son Jesus. Luckily, they have been, I don't know, not necessarily best friends, possibly not even colleagues, but maybe co-commuters, you know, that kind of wordless, conversationless, largely knowledgeless relationship that you can build up with somebody who always gets your train in the morning, and then if they're not there one morning, you do feel slightly uneasy. But they do walk well together, and from a logistical point of view, for me speaking, that is a pretty key metric. So as these names come in, this is just a very small example of their bond so far. As I say, it's a good start. It's delightful content, definitely, absolutely. So what have we got here? What are some suggestions here? Jose by TB Douglas. That's nice to go with Jesus. Yeah, Jesus and Jose. That's great. The Prophet Muhammad, says Nana Hobbob. Again, I'm worrying from a shouting in the park perspective. That could cause some issues. I could run into some difficulties there. What do you think? The Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad. Don't we there, Prophet Muhammad? No? It's a possible. AOL Time Warner goes with Garfield. Nice, because of the orangeness. We haven't tried him on lasagna yet, but he very well may be a big fan of lasagna. Certainly not Mondays. Emperor Charlemagne. Nice historical reference there, Maple Panda. That's certainly going in. But of course, if Emperor Charlemagne does come from any other region in France, of course, he would just be Emperor Sparkling White Wine. Henry Rollins is definitely not Duda. I like the idea of a surname. Henry and Jesus. That works quite nicely as well. Pablo, says SJ Beck 72. That's lovely. Mary Chain. Jesus and the Mary Chain. That's a musical reference that I really enjoy there. And Nigel. We've also got Nigel. So some great suggestions there. I will compile certain of those. The big issue is that for you guys, you can't see how delightful he is. These ears are just maybe the softest things that have ever existed. So it could be Pablo. My issue with the slightly more Hispanic names is that obviously I'm already outnumbered with Cameraman George and Jesus. If it's 3 against 1, that feels like they're really ganging up on me. And if it comes time at some point to draw lines in the sand, race-wise, I could be in some trouble. But we'll see. Thank you guys for all of your fantastic suggestions. Thank you, New Dog, for being so calm. I will release you back into the wild of the apartment, not outside. Good boy. That is the first segment done. Let's get back. Wonderful stuff. We're getting there. Lots of fluids. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I don't know why I got him. But I'm glad I did. Ultimately, I'm glad I did. Jesus has brought so much joy to me. 2 times as many dogs can't fail but produce 2 times as much joy. So, long may that continue. It is a new year. Perhaps recurring segment every new year we get to name a new dog. That could work nicely. That could work very nicely, Nana. But then would it end up being, after a few years, I'd really start to... I think the building that I'm in at the moment, it is a maximum of 2 dogs. So then I'm starting to look for new living arrangements just based on the amount of dogs that I have. It's possible, though. It's possible. I'm always looking for content ideas. And if, by the time January rolls around next year, I feel like, do you know what? I'm not really feeling inspired so far. Maybe we go again. Maybe I head down to a shelter of some kind. He was kind of mail order. Saw an advert online, I think, and responded to them. And they were very keen to send him my way. Again, let's not say hero. Let's just say good guy doing his best. Let's earn some money, guys. Let's pay the bills. Let's pay the bills with the sponsorship message. Let's have a look. Where are we? Here we are. Okay. The wonderful people at B Squared give me a little bit more money. They've renewed their contract for 2024, which I'm very excited about. I hope you are too. Let's see what we've got. It's a brand new year, which means you should be trying to create a brand new you. And why not start with how you present yourself to the world? Men, that's in capitals. Men. Do you need to refuel your skin? Do your fingernails need an oil change? Are your elbows crying out for a new paint job? Then come along to the Pit Stop, the male cosmetics trade show next Saturday the 13th and Sunday the 14th of January at the Javits Center in New York. Every item designed to rejuvenate, soften, smooth, care for, and beautify your body has all been given incredibly masculine, aggressive names so that it's okay to try them and you don't have to feel like a ridiculous girl or something. Moisturizer will be made to sound like a V8 engine. Eye cream like a chainsaw cutting through steel, and intimate waxing will sound like storming a beach in a war. Plus, there's a whole room of things to punch if it all gets a bit too much for you. Make yourself beautiful without ever saying the word beautiful. That sounds great. That sounds great, doesn't it? So any men who are looking to beautify themselves, head along to the Javits Center on the 13th and 14th in New York City. It's like girl stuff, but for boys. AOL Time Warner official, congratulations on the renewed contract. It's an exciting time of the year, to be sure. Absolutely. It's a wonderful, wonderful time of the year. I'm feeling excited. Obviously, I'm upset that I've got my cold, but I was thinking this kind of gets it out of the way. You know, it's my first cold of the year. A lot of people, you guys, I imagine, will be wondering, oh God, you know, it's like waiting for that other shoe to drop, waiting for the axe to fall. When's that first cold going to arrive? I'm getting it out of the way early doors. I'm knocking it out, and I'm having a great time. Well, I'm not having a great time, but I've still been able to do this. And so by the time next week rolls around, I'm sure, absolutely sure, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Oh, the ticker text is absolutely wrong. Let's on ticker. Let's see that. Sunday the 3rd of December. No, thank you. 7th of January 2024. Much better. Much better. Everybody's happier now. Let's go on. Nana Hobbob redeemed a What Is Art. Let's just do it right now, guys. Let's just do it right now. I've got my little pad of What Is Arts. Let's make this happen. Let's see if the timing goes well. When the clothes wash you put on contains exactly the right amount of garments to perfectly fill up your era. That is art. There we go. That is art. That is art. New year, same question. What is art? It's putting the perfect amount of clothes on an era. That's how it works. Thank you, Nana. I appreciate that. 500 drops of imaginosphere. Well spent. Next up, it's quite exciting, guys. We've got a returning champion, a returning hero, an old relic that some of you will remember from the Most Week show, dusted off for 2024. I hope you'll be as excited to see him again as I am.
I give props cause though I'm great, there's lots of art I see that's made by artists that are almost but not quite as good as me. I am a giver, super selfless, gather round to see just who will get a most sought after, not me branded. Well done you.
Well done you. I'm wearing the same jumper. It's the triumphant return of Well Done You, the segment of the show that basically operates as an extended toast. I find something or someone that I think deserves a little pat on the back, and I pat, baby. I pat real good. Today we are saying well done you to none other than Christmas trees. Yeah, that's right, Christmas trees. The physical centerpiece of the Christmas period, with all apologies to nativity scenes. Bringing trees into the home actually predates Christmas, interestingly enough, into the Germanic tradition of Yule, where evergreen trees were cut and brought into the home because of their constant greenery was seen as proof of their power over death, and their strength was used to defeat winter demons and inspire the return of the sun. These days, of course, we defeat winter demons by fortifying ourselves with chocolates, and we inspire the return of the sun by booking holidays for later in the year. But the tree part of the tradition has survived, and I'm very pleased that it has. I thought this would be a perfect time to honour our favourite festive shrubs, because this is the weekend where most trees will be removed from the home. It's the first weekend, essentially, of the year, where a lot of people will be taking their trees and discarding them outside, their Christmas duty fulfilled. It's a terrible time. It's a terrible, terrible time, because it does remind us how boring our homes are without them. And I do have some proof here. I do have some photos here I'd like you to cast your eyes over. I've got a couple of photos taken of me in my living room. That's number one. Look at me standing next to my tree there. Lit up, lovely big star on the top. Look at, Look at that guy. Look at that guy and how he's feeling. And then this is only a few hours later when the tree had been removed. It's a big change, isn't it? It's a big change. And bear in mind, I'm not posing here. I don't want you to think that I'm posing here. This is just my genuine emotional response to the room and the situation. Okay? One of them's here. One of them's here. One of them's here. One of them's here. Do you want to get a little closer in? I think we should. Look, see this one. I'm not even going to tell you which one this is from, because we can't see whether there's a tree there or not. One of them, he's got a smile. The other one, he's not got a smile. There's a smile there. There's no smile there, and I can reveal that's the one where the tree was there. That's the one where the tree had gone. Yeah. Poor Nana Hobbob. I see 2 stars there. Nana Hobbob. You're giving me money, you're giving me compliments, Nana. And I don't know which of them is infusing me with more honey, lemon and eucalyptus to wash out my bad humours. Thank you, Nana. Thank you, Nana. So that's the power of Christmas trees, guys. Even the sun got sad and left in the second pick. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, eh, oh, eh, oh, eh, oh. And you can see from the clock, that's the difference 2 hours makes. 2 hours, that's all. That's how long it took cameraman George to take everything down. Sad. So that's the power of trees, guys. That's the power of trees. But as well as being beautiful, Christmas trees do give us an opportunity to be creative. Nana Hobbob mentions the star there. Those of you with good memories will remember my ingenuity last year with that very same star. For those of you who don't quite remember, here's a little reminder. There we go. Here's a little reminder for you. A lot of you have probably noticed my star atop my tree from in the background of Notme's 12 Poems of Christmas. It's quite heavy and it would be toppling this tree and looking an absolute shambles if it weren't for a little bit of brown string and an awful lot of creative thinking. See, what I've done is I've tied up the star to the string of lights above it. It's keeping it mostly upright. So there, creative thinking to save Christmas. And I guess why I'm making this video is, God help me, I just want a little bit of praise for it. I mean, he deserves it. He deserves it. That's a heck of a lot of ingenuity there. But this year is no different. I do, because of the way that the room is arranged. There was no string of lights to be able to tie the thing to, but you saw it. You saw it standing largely proud. Said I went with an even simpler solution here, guys. What's that there? What can you see? Can you see pencils? Yeah? Can you see 2 pencils and an elastic band? Much like a splint on a broken leg, these pencils and elastic band allowed the star to remain proudly erect, mostly. And that was an opportunity for creativity just thanks to the tree. Just thanks to the tree. AOL Time Warner Official, in the absence of a tree, there is the possibility of a tree, and that's kind of exciting. I love that thought process, AOL Time Warner Official. That's wonderful. It's a potential tree, yeah? Any empty corner of a room is a potential tree. That's exciting. That's the kind of thought process that is going to get AOL Time Warner back on top at some point. That's to your credit. That's to your credit. Genius, says that Super Nashwan 8. Thanks. Incredible ingenuity, says definitely not Duda. Again, is Is it bad to agree with you? It's great if I, in situations like that when it's like, oh, is that ego? Is that ego? Is that whatever? If I saw somebody else do that, I would say, my God, the thought process going on here is incredible. So it would be unfair of me on myself to not say that about myself. N'est-ce pas? Ep name, potential tree. There we go. There we go. Definitely not Duda. Straight in there. And use one of those very same pencils. Very same pencils. Doubling up. Potential tree. Star pencils. Really good stuff. Absolutely. Definitely. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. Thank you so much. What happened to Christmas Tree Dog, says SJ Beck 72. I'm very pleased that you remember Christmas Tree Dog. He comes out every year. He gives me wisdom. There was no, particularly noteworthy wisdom this year. But we can't rule out the possibility that it was maybe Christmas Tree Dog on that fateful night early in December that spoke to me in his oddly Kiwi tones, maybe encouraging me to source new dog. Maybe he's got Jesus. There is Christmas Tree Dog. Maybe he's looking for that third one. That's what makes it a tripod. Maybe that's the kind of logic he used. But he is back in his box now until next year, SJ Beck 72. But next year, if I remember, I will certainly pass on that you remembered him. I'm sure he'll be very pleased. There is a sad side to this, though, guys. There is a sad side to this. They don't all get to fulfill their Christmas destiny. My tree is artificial because it made sense for me in my life to do that, but many people will opt for real trees for authenticity and smell reasons. But when there's a closed market, i.e. a finite amount of people who will need a real tree, that necessitates a surplus of trees to be on sale. That leads to trees being cut down and prepared, but then sitting in car parks and garden centres all Christmas, never to be bought. I came across one such tree graveyard full of beautiful trees that, for whatever reason, just didn't get chosen. I took some footage that I've turned into a short emotion film with a little bit of music, and to lighten the tone, to give it a bit more hope, I have included some uses of unsold Christmas trees so that we know that these guys won't get wasted. This is called Sad Trees, maybe. I'm not 100%, I'm not married to that name, so if you maybe Sad Trees. Like ants laying down their lives so that the colony can survive, these trees are unsung heroes, sacrificing themselves so that others can live the Christmas dream. We salute you, unsold Christmas trees, and we wish you well on your journey, and we thank you for your service. Well done, you. Well done, you, to Christmas trees in general, I suppose, but specifically, thank you, Captain Sheep. Lovely to see you. I say put them up as Valentine's Day trees. I mean, that does bring up a separate thing. I feel like Christmas trees are getting better. I mean, this is only anecdotal, but I feel like back in the day when you have a Christmas tree and you get rid of a Christmas tree at around the 7th of January, it's just, they're brown. You touch a thing and it just just all the needles dropping. These days, you see all the trees that people are slinging out onto the pavements, onto the sidewalk. Just they look as fresh as the day that they were harvested. Somebody's working on some Christmas tree technology, and it's really paying off. Put them up as Valentine's Day trees. I think that'd be absolutely fantastic idea. You could hang, obviously, your color schemes going to be slightly more limited. You're really sticking to your reds and your pinks, maybe a purple here and there to accent. So you wouldn't be able to use all of your baubles, but specific baubles plus maybe more chocolates. Maybe if you want it to be a bit more tawdry, a bit more animalistic, maybe some underwear on the tree. I don't necessarily condone that, but I'm sure some people would be doing it. Are we in the steroid era of Christmas trees? Asks Nana Hobbob. And I think that's the kind of question that we need to be asking. It's not a nice question. It's a question that you don't want to have to ask. But at some point, somebody needs to stand up and say, hey, what's going on? Someone to have the strength, the positivity of a Four Non-Blondes. So there we go. That was a well done you. It's a good opportunity, I think, in these kinds of times. It's cold. You want to get out. You want to experience some culture. You want to be nice and warm still. What do? Let's go to a museum. Let's go to an art gallery. Shall we?
It's the finest gallery you'll ever find, and it's free to enter because it's all in your mind. House of Notme.
The House of Notme is the world's first and only entirely imaginary art gallery, and you are the curators. Let's pick a chief curator, shall we? Let's pick a chief curator. I think, Nana, you've done it before, haven't you? Maybe let's say Counting Sheep. Counting Sheep, do you want to be the chief curator? AOL, did you do it last time? I lose track now. It's a heck of an intro. A heck of an intro, AOL Time Warner official. I couldn't agree with you more. By the wonderful Zachalicious. Counting Sheep is not stepping forth. AOL Time Warner official, would you like to be the chief curator of the House of Notme this week? I'll wait. I'll do my best. That's all anybody can ask of you. So, we've got 10 options here. 10 options for exhibits to be entered into the House of Notme, joining such incredible exhibits as Pasta La Vista, characters played by Arnold Schwarzenegger rendered in shaped pasta. Weep for Them, a sculpture of a weeping willow tree made out of papier-mâché that is in turn made up of issues of celebrity magazines featuring celebrity weddings that have since divorced. Sleeping Beauty, a collection of some of the most visually arresting sleeping bags. Oh no, did we do that? Oh no, it wasn't Fish Out of Water. Series of video tutorials hosted by fishermen about frivolous things that they have mere minutes of experience with. And then Hot Property, a collection of things stolen by the docents of the gallery in the preceding 30 days. What could we possibly add to that? Here's your list. Statues, They'd Hate This, Insnacurate, Socknast, Criminally Good, Home Sweet Pie, Teens Know Art, Sneaker in a Haystack, She's Keck, and Night in Shining. AOL Time Warner official, I need you to select 3 of these. 3 of these, please, if you would be so kind. You can give me numbers, you can give me titles, whatever you like. It's not an easy decision, so it's not one that you should rush into. Thank you so much. Lovely. So we've got They'd Hate This. We've got Criminally Good. And we've got Teens Know Art. Okay, but what are these? What are these works of art? What are these exhibits? Let's see if we can get a few little explanations. This is what we've got. That worked a lot quicker. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there with this segment. Okay, so what have we got? They'd Hate This. Portraits of history's greatest perfectionists hung slightly lopsided. Once again, They'd Hate This is portraits of history's greatest perfectionists hung slightly lopsided. That is They'd Hate This. Criminally Good. Criminally Good. We have got some of the most powerful and creative ransom notes. Ooh. Death threats. And Jack the Ripper-esque police taunts in history. The content is nasty, but the poetry is undeniable. Just as an FYI, none of the Jack the Ripper letters will be shown, just ones like that. That was used as an example. Okay? Some of the world's most powerful and creative ransom notes, death threats, and Jack the Ripper-esque police taunts from history. That sounds good. That sounds good. Killer Kilch, better late than never. Absolutely, absolutely. Just in time to choose, get involved with House of Notme. And finally, we've got Teens Know Art. Beautiful paintings, but you can't see any of them. Instead, each one is described to you by a teenager who would rather be anywhere else. So these are your three. If anybody needs any of those descriptions, again, please do let me know. But each one of these goes with one of my specific, not me, Killer Kilch, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but what I need you to do is choose one of these, whichever one you would like to see in the House of Not Me. I'm going to play a video. You're going to load up 3, absolutely fine, Killer Kilch, no problem whatsoever. You're going to load up 3 of whichever emote you want, represents your choice, and then when you are prompted, unleash your vote. Okay, let's make it happen. Let's do this. So it's face for They'd Hate This. We've got wow for Criminally Good. And we've got forehead, is it? Forehead, maybe? Is Teens Know Art. There we go. Lovely work, Killer Kilch. Lovely stuff, definitely. And Counting Sheep. Maple Panda, Super Nash 18, TV Dog. Look at all of this. Wonderful. That is Democracy Manifest. So we had two, well, we did have 3 wows, actually. We did have 3 wows. Which I think AOL Time Warner official, you are called upon. That was very, very close. Very close indeed. So AOL Time Warner official, you have to choose. This is an unenviable position. You have to choose which one you would like, but unfortunately you're not able to choose the one that you voted for. You have to choose either Criminally Good or Teens Know Art as the tiebreaker. Did anybody not vote? SJ Beck 72, did you vote? Counting Sheep got involved. Yeah, forehead, wow, and face. AOL Time Warner official has it. Teens Know Art. Teens Know Art. Very, very well done to Teens Know Art. Very exciting. Very, very exciting, which means now that we've got a new exhibit in there, we just need to visit, don't we? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play another video. And whilst that video is on, you are going to tell me, you're going to imagine visiting. This is an entirely imaginary art gallery. You're going to imagine that visit, and you are going to tell me something that you experienced in the exhibit. Okay? Center horizontally. Yes. So I want you to really visit in your mind. It's a group of teens describing paintings that you can't see, but they're describing these beautiful paintings to you. What do you experience? There are no wrong answers because it's all in your mind. Let's visit. What was your favorite painting? What was your least favorite painting? Did you have any particularly interesting interactions with any of the teens? Say there's no wrong answers here. Absolutely no wrong answers. Okay. Stunned to silence. It's a breathtaking exhibit. Maybe this segment just... Oh, T.B. Douglas, lovely. A painting that I couldn't tell anything about it, but the teens were so excited. Oh, the teens were excited in your one, T.P. That's interesting. I was imagining that they would be rather dismissive of all the art, but in yours they were really exciting. You felt their feelings. That's great. That's lovely to see. Lovely and positive. Nana Hobbob, the kid looking at their phone while they described Caravaggio as mid. Wowzers. I mean, it's all part of the experience, you know. And Caravaggio himself, I imagine, would fully admit there's no way, there's no artiste out there that could never be described as mid. Yeah, for some people, mid is a way of life. T.B. Douglas, I suspect there was nudity. Oh well, there we go. That makes more sense. Definitely not due. The most I got was there's like a lot of colors and it's old-timey people doing some stuff. Wowzers. So maybe, what would that be? Maybe a Lowry, or maybe a Monet with the people by the water. There's like a lot of colors. I mean, it sounds great. This sounds like a very good choice by the people who chose it. Nudity in the paintings. Maybe that was a mistake from the people who are choosing which art to put in there. They're teenagers. It's maybe, whilst we can all appreciate that nudity has its place in art, it's not necessarily in front of the eyes of children. I think it was two different paintings. Oh, I see. So maybe the lots of colours ones are just potentially just kind of modern art. It is just, here's a colour, here's a colour, here's a colour. With the, what's the Russian sounding one? Killer Culture, it does matter if you didn't Instagram it. Photography exhibit of teens taking pics of themselves. Lovely stuff. I was worried for the teen who said that the scream was way too relatable. My goodness. So we've got some sad teens here. Some teens who are just at the very, very highest pitch of human experience. And sometimes it's just too much for them and they just need to scream. I wouldn't be too worried about them AOL Time Warner official. I think it's to your credit that you have that empathy. But teens just love to scream, Teens just love to scream. They just feel things so much, so hard. This is wonderful, guys. This is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Very, very pleased with this. And I'm glad you all enjoyed your time in the house of Notme. Let's head back to Maine. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. You feeling it? If there are any more ep names out there, please do let me know. We've got 2 so far. I like to get to 5 options and then we can vote at the end, but we'll see how it all goes. We've only got one more segment left, guys. Only got one more segment left. And it's self-explanatory, so I will let it explanatorize itself. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a world premiere.
It is January, and officially, though not quite, in our hearts and our minds and our first attempts to handwrite the date, 2024, which means that I have had all the time that I could possibly be allotted to fulfill my 2023 New Year's resolutions. There they are, all lined up in a row like little satsumas. But how did I do with them? Did I succeed gloriously? Did I fail spectacularly and thus bring shame upon my family name? Or did I kind of not quite get all of them across the line, but due to circumstances outside of my control, so we can all kind of agree it wasn't really my fault? Let's find out. 1. Complete 20 episodes of live-tainment. Oh my god, I absolutely dominated the live-tainment goal. Absolutely dominated it. I wanted 20 episodes. I ended up with 24 episodes of I Am Smart the Notme quiz on its own. Anything else there, Notme? Yes, 7 episodes of Art Right Now, a brand new live-tainment experience that I debuted in 2023. That's 31, for those of you who aren't in the mood to do any adding up today. 31 episodes of live-tainment, each one more entertaining, more inspiring, more challenging, really, than the one that preceded it. Like I say, absolutely dominated it. 2. Gain a skill. Okay, so learn a skill was kind of good and bad. What I did was that I started to learn a few things, but rather than finish learning them, what I did is I gave up on them instead. And by doing that, what I actually did, which is actually quite clever when you think about it, is I've just got this solid base now of like, I kind of know a few things, so that in the future, if I want to go back and finish learning them, I can do it pretty quickly. Because, like I say, that aforementioned base of learning, that's there, that's mine. I'll always have that. So in 2024, for example, I could finish learning several things, thanks to the good work I did in 2023. So I don't think we'd say I failed on this resolution. I think it'd be a very harsh summation of the year's work for this one to say that I failed. We could say I didn't complete it. We could certainly say that, but I think that wouldn't really be taking in the totality of what I did this year. You know? 3. Go on a third date. Now, the third date was always going to be tricky because of how women are. Probably a mistake on my part to set a resolution that wasn't entirely within my own control. It wasn't a total washout, the year. I got some lovely first dates, got one second date, and thinking about it, I probably could have got a third date out of that second date, but it kind of ended when she showed me a photo of her son, which is absolutely fine. Children is just a reality of dating after a certain point. But I looked at the photo of this young boy, 14, and I was immediately struck with the knowledge, not the suspicion, the knowledge that he could physically dominate me. He's a huge lump of a boy and had fury in his eyes that can only really be born from growing up without a positive male role model. And so I looked at him and I thought, gosh, how could I discipline this boy? How could I lay down the law on this boy when one forearm and I'd be on the deck? And that just kind of really threw me, made me quite uncomfortable. So I made my excuses and I left and I went home and I had a hot chocolate. 4. Do 1,000 sit-ups. Yeah, sit-ups wasn't great. I'm not too proud to hold up my hand and just say, yeah, I failed this one. This was a failure, probably topped out about 600 or so for the year. I noticed that I was lagging behind, so I thought, well, I'll save up the rest of them for the beginning of December, so then when it comes to Christmas Day, I'll have washboard abs, which will be a nice change. But in the end, I didn't do that and instead had lots of snacks, so I was kind of further away from the washboard abs than I started in the end. In my defense with this one, though, I will say that when you do sit-ups, some of you might not know this, but when you do sit-ups, it really hurts your tummy. So that was always working against me. 5. Have a great bath. Unmitigated success. I moved into a flat that has a bath in it, and so I no longer need to go to an Airbnb or a hotel to have a bath. I can just have them whenever I want, which means I've had loads. Cameraman George even got me some bath bombs for Christmas. So that's only going to take my bath game to the next level. I won't mention, though, that the bath has jacuzzi jets, because I don't want to be braggy, you know. So overall, a mixed bag. I read a thing at the start of the year that said that if your resolutions last until February, then you're 75% likely to keep them going for good. So I thought, what I'll do is I'll start them in February and then have a much better chance moving forward. But not even that worked fully. I suppose it's difficult to maintain that level of focus and enthusiasm across even 11 months, as I found. Maybe my real issue was that I was trying to game the system in some way, trying to find a shortcut rather than just putting in the hard graft and actually working for it. Maybe. My new trick is that I'm not even going to make resolutions this year. I'm going to make retrolutions. Basically, I will live my life in 2024 doing as many interesting and weird and hopefully positive things as possible. Then at the end of the year, I'll look back at what I was able to achieve and write my resolutions then, retroactively. Hence retrolutions. It's actually a very clever name. And the best part about it is that it means I'm guaranteed a 100% hit rate. That's pretty impressive. So what are my 2024 resolutions? I'll let you know in 2025. Do you have any old school resolutions for 2024? If so, let me know. Also let me know if you could reverse engineer some 2023 retrolutions. I'd love to hear about them as well. I'd also love to hear about some 2023 resolutions that you made and weren't able to achieve. Just for, self-esteem things.
There we go. There we go. Some lovely ep names. Great idea, retrolutions. Yeah, I think it's something that I believe will just grow and grow, because it does mean that you are able to, like I say, guarantee a 100% hit rate. And I think with most New Year's resolutions, they're just doomed to failure. Doomed to fail. If I couldn't even do 5 of them in 11 months, then what hope do ordinary people have, is my thought. What a premiere. Thank you, Captain Sheep. Appreciate that. I actually shot that because I thought I might need to crop in slightly, which I did once or twice, but I shot it on 4K. 4K is a digital format. It's basically this is being streamed at 720p, so 4K is like 16 times bigger than that. I don't know. I'm not a science guy, but it's huge amounts of information, and it slowed down my computer terribly. So that video took me well over a day to make, a full day, which it shouldn't have done. Maybe it's why I'm so ill. So the lesson to learn is 4K is just not that interesting and not that important, and it will slow down your computer. So there we go. Ep names, guys. Ep names. We've got 5, but only because definitely went crazy with suggestions, and I threw in one as well. So we've let's get the poll going. What should be the ep name? We have, nice and simple, potential tree. And again, these are the people who've suggested the things, not necessarily, because I know that potential tree was AOL Time Warner Official's initial phrase, but it's about reporting it. Lump of a boy. I threw in Caravaggio was mid. So to throw that in. And then right at the end there, we've got Nana coming in with Retrolutions. We've got 2 minutes. One of these is going to be the title of this episode. Get voting. Get voting. So it's been a heck of an episode, I think, guys. There are those out there who probably said that I couldn't get it done. Am I too dark? Maybe. There are those out there that said I couldn't get it done with my illness. But look at me. Look at me now, Ma. I'm here, and I'm living it, and I'm doing it, and I'm proud. We got a House of Notme in. The triumphant return of Well Done You. And I think one or two of you probably would have got quite emotional from that Christmas tree video. We had New Dog involved, which is lovely. Some great name suggestions that will be added. Well, I'll be asking again on social media, and then we'll draft up some kind of bracket to vote on the name for New Dog. And I think everybody's just had a great time, especially considering their resolutions. Does anybody have any New Year's resolutions? Or can anybody work out any retrolutions for 2023? I'd love to hear about them. Lord knows I would. We do have a dead tie so far in the app name. So if anybody hasn't voted, you're really going to want to get in there. You're really going to want to get in there. If anybody has any other cool stuff that they wish to send me, the email's here. The email's here. I am not me. I am art at gmail.com. Oh, Lord. We have officially a 3-way tie. We've got Star Pencils, Lump of a Boy, and Caravaggio was mid. I feel like 2023 Retrolution, visit the Big Apple to meet Notme. Absolutely, Maple Panda. That's a great one for you. That's a great one. You did get to meet me. 3-way tie. Is that too cheeky? Is that too cheeky? Definitely not Duda. Or do I like how cheeky it is? I think I like it. I think I like it. Definitely not Duda. Yeah. 3-way tie is the name of this episode. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. That was episode 8. Oh, interesting. My auto mod has held a message for a reason. Let's go with a 3-way tie. I'm going to allow it, Maple Panda, because I'm going to assume that you weren't thinking about it in a sexual context. So I have permitted that. There we go. 3-way tie. That is art. That was episode 8 of Art Right Now, : That's not helping, Maple Panda. That is not helping. Episode 8 of Art Right Now is complete. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you feel like your spirit, your art, and your life is at a better place now than it was an hour ago. I can't wait to do it all again next time. We've got a quiz next week. And then I'll go through the upcoming thing. I'm going to have to take some time off in February. But I think we might be going all the way through to February, which is very, very exciting. I can't wait to see you all, guys, next week. Thank you so much. And I will see you next week. Goodbye. Thank you so much for all the kind wishes of getting well soon. I will endeavour to do so. Take care.
Thank you for watching, you've gladdened me greatly. Now if you want more art, you don't need to wait. We can art up whenever, there's no timetable. So create some stuff anytime you are able. A poem, a sculpture, a meme or a doodle. Try out them all, the whole kit and caboodle. But if you need help with the what and the how, I'll be back very soon with more Art Right Now.